Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be giving you an overview of White Dwarf magazine issue 482. I'll be going through all the contents to give you a good idea of exactly what's included this month, and then hopefully that'll help you decide whether or not to add this to your collection. So we're getting lots of pullouts this month. They often do this in the December issue, and loads for Warcry, including a battle report, which is awesome. And check this out. The Bladeborn return. So let's not muck about, let's get started and dive right into this issue, which has got a great cover on the front. And if you've been following the Underworld releases, you might recognise this guy from the Gnarl Spirit pack, and it's actually now a Warcry fighter as well, which is awesome, a leader actually, so really cool to see that on the cover. And then at the back you can see everything that's included, and in this new format we've seen over the past few months, they just simply break it down into Warhammer 40k, Age of Sigmar and the other games, but they include Warcry and Kill Team within those main box sections. You're going to find loads of pullouts this month, including the 12 free Warhammer PC games, and you can just enter the redeem code. I'm not going to use it, so if you see it and want to use it, no problem. And then there's lots of other things in there. Let's go through those before we see the magazine. Here's a load of cards for Faction Tac Ops for Kill Team. Handy little paint recipe card as well. They're always cool to have knocking about if you want to use those. And then here, this is really interesting, they're putting together this template that you can cut out and create something to keep track of all your dice in Warcry, a Warcry dashboard, they're calling it. So that's really good. And as we go through the magazine contents later on, you'll see the instructions for how to put together. So I thought that's a really thoughtful thing to include in it, and something that comes in really handy. Here's one that I use, a wooden one. This is made by Quali Geeks, not easy to get hold of actually, and yeah, really good though, definitely makes the game a lot easier to track, so that's going to come in handy. You got a gang weapons reference sheet for Necromunda as well, so that you can add that to your books and collection. And then Horus Heresy is going to get a little update and reference sheet as well, and so you can fold that. That's the Armory of the Age of Darkness, and so you can just fold that together as a little booklet. And then there's more, we're still going here. You're going to get the Warcry fighter cards for the Gnarl Spirit pack and Sons of Velmorn. So this is amazing to see Bladeborn coming back, and I expect we're going to see a lot more rules and updates in the future if this is going to be the way things are going to go now. So yeah, that's really awesome, and a couple more Kill Team cards at the bottom there as well. Before we dive into the contents of the magazine, I just want to say a quick thanks to Firestorm Games for sponsoring the channel. Big thanks to them, and I'll put a link in the description below where you can save up to 20% on all your hobby products. And there's also a new code they've given me that will last until the end of the month to share with you, so you can save an additional 5% on top of those already great discounts. And you can find that code in lots of upcoming videos over the next week or two. But if you want to check it out today, the most recent video I put on is the Daughters of Cain Battle Force, so it's in there. Now let's have a look at the magazine itself. So you always get the little editorial in the front, and then also how to subscribe if you want to. I've subscribed purely because it's cheaper. It works out £5 a month. That includes your delivery, whereas you're paying £6.99 normally. So it's a really good deal. Then in this section, you're going to get some of the different models people have painted and sent in. Great to see some Fellwater Troggoths there, painted in green. I don't think I've seen them in that style, certainly. So that looks really cool. And some others there standing out. Got the Stormcast Eternal at the top. I don't think we've seen Aeronautica Imperialis in these painting pictures before, so that's cool. Nice conversion there as well. So some interesting ones. Then we're on to World of Warhammer. And in this section, you're pretty much being encouraged to start a new army, but we don't need much encouragement, do we? It's pretty easy to get going. There's so many cool models out there at the moment. And now we're continuing with Warhammer 40,000, and they're going to be focusing on Darktide. So this is to do with the game, the first-person action game that was released recently. And here they've done some kit bashing just to put together some models to represent some of the characters from that game. So if you're into the gaming and you want to bring it alive on the actual tabletop, then you might enjoy this section. But it's always good to see things like that, I think, using models from different sets to represent other characters in the lore and in the Warhammer universe. So yeah, this was pretty interesting, and a nice paint guide as well. Always good to have these references. Here's a nice little diorama as well. That's really cool, by Jake Bowley, and it just tells you again what paints were used, and then the kit bashing, and then how to do some of the other models. So yeah, really thorough section on painting there. Then we're on to Flashpoint Nephilim, Necron's Army of Renown. This is going to give you the second of 2 armies of renown for the Necrons. And then we move into more kill teams. So this is Kill Team Engage. This is the 5 different kill teams that have been taking part in some kind of campaign. And this is going to focus on Gallowdark, which is really nice. Getting to see some great images of the models here and just talking through the kill teams they've put together. So I always like reading through these sections. I think they're really good. Nice they're focusing on Gallowdark as well. Still lots to love about those new sets. And we've got 2 more to come over the next season, which is epic. So some, yeah, really nice pictures here to look at the different kill teams in that setting. Then we're on to the next section, Adapt, or die. A Farstalker kinband is pursued by relentless human adversaries. So there we go. You've got a nice little bit of fiction to read through before moving on to the lure. I can never say that word properly. Is it lure? 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 I can't say it. But anyway, that's what it is. And this is going to give you a narrative kill team campaign. So this is great. Even more missions in the Gallowdark, so that's great. And this one's got a flooded area that's going to slow your movement down, so that's really interesting. I always think it's brilliant how they come up with so many missions just for this simple set of terrain, just with those few walls and pieces. Done really well. Look at those drop zones so close together. That one looks really interesting as well. Next article is pretty good. This is Echoes from the Warp. It's talking about defining objectives and how they have an impact on your game. So I really like that. This is one I'm going to read through a bit more later. So I've just skimmed through it really just to get ready for the video. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having a proper read of that section. Then we've got some brush tips from the Heavy Metal team. And this is going to focus on the Leagues of Votann. So you're going to get some very nice references here. Look at all those different heads. And this double page picture is great. This is what White Dwarf's all about. Getting some really nice images of the armies up close. So if you wanted to paint them like that, you've got a great reference. Now on to Age of Sigmar. And this is something I'm looking forward to playing next year. But the main section in the magazine for Age of Sigmar is Warcry. Look at this. We've got a Warcry battle report. So that's really great. Seems to be loads of attention on Warcry at the moment, which is awesome. So it's really good to see the game getting what it deserves. And this board they built for this looks fantastic. We got a sneak peek at it in last month's magazine, I believe. But this is going to give you all the like step by step through the battle report. You can see those dashboards in action. Great images, seeing all the models. So yeah, this is really cool. I have to read through that properly later as well. Really nice to see them bringing it to life. Post-battle chat at the end. And then we're not done yet for Warcry. We've got the Warcry dashboard. This shows you how to put it together and build it using those different they are cards. It's not very thick though, but you basically have to use some foam board and some adhesive or XPS board, that kind of thing, to build it. And now, this is what you're probably waiting for though, the Bladeborn return. Now we're getting the confirmed rules so we can use all the Underworld's warbands and fighters again. So this is great news. All those ones we had before and the cards, we could use them again. So this is brilliant news. Really happy with this. And then we're coming away now to regular Age of Sigmar, and we're looking at some more paint guides, and then so you can see how to paint your Aurochs. Then Sins of the Forebears for a Flashpoint Clash, and this is the Lumineth now in the spotlight, so you're going to get a little bit of reading there, a little bit of lore, and then you're going to get all the rules then to play that in the Realm rules, so you've got everything for the special rules, playing the campaign, everything you need. Glory Points is talking about Underworlds there as well. And then we've got Column of Iron for Horus Heresy, with some new missions to play out. Some great photos, although it's not too heavy on army picks this month, so that's interesting. Necromunda, got some new rules for that too. And then finally you're going to get some more fiction from the Black Library, Legends of a Chapter Part 2. So we're back to the Tome Keepers, so you can have a little read through that. And then getting right to the back, once we get past quite a lot actually to read through here, then as we get to the inside the studio section, you can get an idea of what's going on. Hobby Bingo, which I forget about every month until I do this review. And then we got the Spotlight, great to see Imperial Fist. So look at these big pink Tyranids, there we go. And then we're going to find out a little bit about next issue. But that covers White Dwarf, issue 482, and I think what a great issue for Warcry. Got to be happy with everything that was included there. You know, all sorts going on, and then all these pullouts. They often do this for the November, December issues, so you always get quite a lot. I like the one that came a little while back, a few years ago, was it? That had the squirrel acorn for Blood Bowl. That was a really good issue, but can't complain about all this. I think they've done a great job this month. What do you think though? Let me know in the comments section below. Is anything jumping out here and will you be ordering a copy? I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and if you did like it, please hit that like button, subscribe for more videos like this one, and don't forget to hit the notification bell too to join me here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.